Hello YouTube, it is Sunny and welcome to Arts Inspired, a brand new YouTube channel where we do art and drawing and all things inspirational. um, Today I'm doing a piece of a girl in a scarf. It's kind of like winter themed, which wasn't really like I wasn't thinking about that when I did the piece, but as I was working through it I was like, a girl in a scarf, that's kind of wintry, isn't it? So think of it as your winter themed piece because it is winter, at least where I live right now. I know in other parts of the world it's like the middle of spring and whatnot, so I guess it's not super applicable in that sense. But for this hemisphere, you can call us your winter your winter piece for the year. And I already have a piece drawn in, as you can see here, and I wanted to go in and ink it, but see, the pens I was going to use are not super water soluble, or they're just not dark enough. Like, I really wanted a dark black instead of like a, well, black is dark. I wanted a black instead of a dark gray. So I decided to go with a fine tipped Sharpie. It was the darkest color I could find that was water soluble, because I'm going to be watercoloring over this, as you'll see in the future times from now. But yes, so the English is fun. Words are great. A big struggle I had with this piece was just figuring out what to ink and like line variation and the such. I don't usually ink pieces often. I keep saying ink, but it's a Sharpie. I don't usually marker pieces like this often. I go into it with some kind of a formula or an ideal look that I'm going for. And with this, I don't know. I had an idea, but I didn't really know how to get myself there. So it was kind of a struggle to figure out the middle steps between the beginning, which was drawing it in, which was easy, and the end, which was watercoloring it, which I presumed would be easy. So this bit was a massive struggle for me. But as you can see here, I'm going in with the other end of the fine tip and regular tipped Sharpie and adding some darker line weights to some stuff because my line weight variance was not super effective. And there I just flipped the page. As you saw, I was just checking to see if it was bleeding through, and it wasn't really. Like, it was kind of, it wasn't that big a deal. This sketchbook I'm using has actually quite thick paper. And so, yes. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. I don't know any of you yet. I don't know who's going to come to this channel or what you're going to be looking for when you show up, but I hope you enjoy some of the art that is available here to you. And I hope you guys can tell me about your own art and what you've been doing, or why you like watching art if you're not making any yourself, or just get to know me and I'll get to know you, and we can make a little community out of it. And here, as you can see, I'm going back and forth because I was trying to decide how I wanted to do the hair, like the flow of it from the scalp. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just went in every direction with it. It doesn't really make any sense realistically. Like, a person's hair probably wouldn't flow quite like this, but in the drawing it ended up looking quite alright, except for that part. All of this that I'm fixing right now, it was not coming out. I could not connect the lines properly, and I had to go back and darken some areas and like make it look like intentional line variance to correct my mistake, which was a bit of a struggle. But I do like in the end that I did do all these lines and the hair. I think it looked a lot better than it would have if the hair was just one big solid object, like it would have been before I grabbed the fine tip again and started working. And again, I'm coming in now with watercolor, and as you guys just saw, I use a praying kit watercolor thing, and it's just the basic colors. It has red, blue, yellow, orange, purple, black. I think that's it. Just the colors of the rainbow and black. Yes, and so I'm mixing colors off to the side, and there's a lot of glare on the paper because of the light source that I had in the background, but in real life, it's not this glary. Paper did warp a lot, but you can't really see that in camera, so it's okay. I mean, the edges warped. It wasn't that big a deal. It just, I don't know if you can see it on camera. I don't think you can, like I said, but if you can, just know it wasn't that big a deal. And then right there, I erased some pencil marks that were on the paper, which was a big mistake because it ended up causing the biggest struggle of life ever because I kept getting eraser shavings into the paint all over the paper. It was a mistake to do that. I should not have done that. Here I wanted to show you guys me mixing a color because I keep going off to the side to do that, and I felt like it was taking me 50 years to mix colors, and you guys are just waiting and watching a blank page. So that's what that whole situation was. And my camera is a little bit desaturated from the way that it looked in real life. So hopefully with the end picture, you'll be able to properly see more so what this piece ended up looking like. Um, I want to go into a little bit and tell you guys about myself because it's my first video. You don't know me, you don't know what I'm doing. So here we go. Arts inspired. I've been drawing for 6, 7 years now. 5, 6, 7 years. Um, and this like by that I mean drawing with intentions of getting better, not just like doing little sketches as a kid just for fun. And like many people, I started drawing when I started watching anime, and I saw my siblings drawing, and I just jumped on that train. And it's become more serious for me. Thinking of, not thinking of, I'm going to make it into a career as I get older and get to that point. So I decided to kind of share my pieces and show the world what I've been doing and learn from you guys about the creative process, about what I can do better, about what you guys want to see. Just learn everything I can from everyone about how to improve my craft and hone on my skill, I guess, and improve as an artist. So that's why I started this channel. Calling it Arts Inspired because I get really inspired, I guess, from other people's work. Mostly movies, but a lot of times other people's art. But movies and television shows, just seeing a story aspect to something really gets my juices flowing and always makes me think of my own story or my own twist on it, or just intense mental fan art going on at all times. So my goal with my art is to try and reach out to someone, find someone, and inspire them in the way that other people's stuff has inspired me, and give someone an idea for a book or their own art piece, or just give someone something to look at that they like, that looks nice, that they can appreciate, and just put someone in that creative space of mind for a bit. And yeah, that's why I started the channel. That's why I'm doing art, and I hope that that made sense and was a decent explanation. And right now I'm painting in the scarf. I wanted it to be red, but I also didn't want it to be super bright, so it's kind of pink in the end. Again, when you see the end picture, the saturation will make more sense, and everything will be like closer to the color that it is in reality, rather than this kind of desaturated version. But honestly, this is okay. I do have one question for you guys, which I want you to leave in the comments. Actually, I have two questions. First one, what more would you like to see from me? Fan art, more pieces like this with watercolor and ink, bigger pieces that I work on because I am in art classes and programs, so I do a piece a week for those, and they're fairly large, but I can, get them on my table and show you guys what I'm doing if you want to see those pieces in progress. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. And then my next question, aside from what do you want to see, is this fast enough or too fast or what? Should I slow it down or go faster? This is 8 times faster than the original speed. Inking and watercoloring this piece took me about an hour and a half. On and off. I had to kind of turn off the camera and turn it back on and wait for it to charge and wait for the videos to file transfer, and there were steps in between, but the actual painting and inking process took about an hour and a half. So is this too fast? Is this too slow? Would you guys like to see a real-time video at some point? Just let me know. So how's the speed and how's the content? I guess is what I'm asking here. And I decided I wanted to do a green shirt on her, but I decided if I had red and green, it would look kind of Christmassy, so I went with a blue shirt instead. And that's one thing that is a problem for me, that so many good color schemes are taken up by something like universally accepted. Like if you do red and yellow, it's instantly McDonald's. So that is a struggle for me in my pieces sometimes, because my initial reaction when I paint one color is to throw in another color, but a lot of times I can't do that because those 2 colors or 3 colors, whatever, are associated with a brand or a country or a sports team or anything under the sun, and it's quite ridiculous. These are earmuffs, by the way. I think you can tell, but I don't know. And my technique for the fuzz was just like, move the, just make swirls with a brush and then dab them up with just tissue paper until I had nice earmuff fuzz, because, earmuffs are fuzzy. It made sense in my head. But I'm pretty much going back in and doing finishing touches on this piece. I still haven't done her eyes, but other than that, it's mostly finishing touches and just little small details. Yeah, we're zooming in and do the eyes now, or at least the first layer of them, and I went with this kind of bluey green color to match the shirt, but not really match the shirt. Because in real life, like, if you have blue eyes, you'll wear a blue shirt sometimes, but it won't be the same blue as your eyes, so that's kind of what I did here. I gave her black fingernails, and I don't know what I was doing, I was trying to speed up the drying process of the eyes so I could do the next layer, so that's what that fanning was that you saw really quickly just there. Anyways, looks like I'm about done with this piece. I just signed it, and I'm just going back and adding some white highlights. I keep it quite light. I use acrylic paint to do these. Most of them are quite light. Some of them I did more opaque than others, but I'm pretty much done with this piece. So thank you for joining me on the channel. I hope you guys enjoy whatever pieces I come out with in the future, and I hope to see much more of you on Arts Inspired. I'll see you all next time, in which case we'll create another lovely piece, and until then, bye-bye. Have a great day.